Hey everyone, welcome back to our magical garden. It's Vishali here, and I hope you're all doing great. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to thank everyone who messaged me and sent the wishes after our farm intro video last month. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. As a mom of two girls, I can totally understand how much we all want to know where our food is coming from and how it is grown. So, I want to try my best to be transparent with all of you and share as many details as possible. Today's video is the first of many tours of the farm that I'm planning to share with you all. I hope this video will also be pleasant and soothing to watch. Let's start with a quick run through the 8 lines that we are growing our vegetables in. These rows are about 450 to 500 feet long. Since this is our first year growing food on this land and we have no idea of the soil conditions, we spread each vegetable type into multiple areas of the 8 rows. That way, even if any of the specific regions have any issues, we will not be losing the entire crop of that variety. We haven't seen any significant problems so far though. We will not see each plant on the farm today as it will make the video very lengthy, but I will try to cover at least one block of each vegetable. Let's start with our bottle gourds. We direct seeded these back in May and then filled the gaps at a later point with the seedlings we started in our basement. Pruning and training the vines onto the trellis is one of the daily tasks that we do on the farm these days. As you can see, we will have our first harvest of the bottle gourds in less than a week. These plants are ridge gourds. They just started flowering and we should be able to start harvesting them in few days. We observed some leaves getting powdery mildew and downy mildew spots on them few days ago. So we just removed all the affected leaves right away and sprayed all the plants with diluted neem oil solution. The issue seems to be under control for now, but we are keeping an eye on them. These beautiful plants are my favorite, bitter gourds. We have two different types of bitter gourds growing on the farm, the long dark green ones and the short ones. We are only showing one of the block, but we have four more blocks of bitter gourd spread all over the farm. These are ash gourds or winter melons. This is one of the plants that brings so many childhood memories for me. Usually ash gourds are grown on the ground, but we had to train the plants onto trellis with the current setup and limitations we have. We need to find a way to hold the weight of the fruit once they start getting bigger. Please let us know if you can think of any creative ideas to hold the fruit while it is growing. As you can see, it already started flowering and we see male and female flowers on these plants. And here we see the snake gourd plants. We had an issue with cucumber beetle infestation early in the season and they destroyed most of our young snake gourd seedlings. So we had to start all over again, which is why they are smaller than other plants. But they are catching up and some of the plants started flowering already. Here we go. The one vegetable that we try to add to 99% of the dishes we make. Out of more than 20 types of crops we squeezed in our small farm, tomatoes take more than 10% of the space. We have multiple varieties of tomatoes growing, some early crop type and some are Indian variety, the small and sour ones. We also have some cherry tomatoes growing on the farm. And now coming on to another crop that is a must have for everyday Indian cooking, green chilies. We have those small spicy Thai chilies we get in Indian stores, the Indian Jwala type chilies, and some cluster variety chilies too. These plants just started producing and we will have them available for you all in a week. In the empty beds that we see here, we just removed the chukukura that just started bolting with the heat of the summer and planted carrot and beetroots. This is just an experiment and I'll keep you all posted on the progress. Our sweet pepper plants are loaded with the peppers. We just started harvesting them last week. These peppers are really good for making mirchi ka salan or stuffed mirchi curry. And these are the onions we planted as an experiment. We were about 3 weeks behind the schedule as far as the onion planting time goes for our area. But we still went ahead and planted the onion seedlings as soon as we got the beds ready. They are not as big as they were supposed to grow, but they did develop into decent sized bulbs. This is one of the many small successful experiments we did for this first year of getting into farming. And coming on to another beautiful plant, okra. Okra is going to keep us really busy as we need to harvest them almost every day. We have been harvesting few okras every day for personal use for the last 1 week, and we will have enough crop for you all in a week. During the early season, our war was against cucumber beetles, and now we are fighting against Japanese beetles. As we do not spray any chemicals on our plants, it's hard to get rid of these bugs completely. But with all the natural pest control practices we are using, we are getting them under control and not letting them take over our farm. These plants are brinjals. We have both purple and green variety. Our original plan was not to grow brinjals as they usually get too much pressure from flea beetles. So we didn't start many seedlings, but for very few plants we planted, the insect nets we used on the young brinjal seedlings as an experiment did the trick. The small plants didn't get crushed by the pests as they usually do. Now that they started flowering and need bees for pollination, we removed the insect net. Also, they are big enough to tackle the pests. Here we have some Indian curry cucumbers growing. This is another crop that got affected by the cucumber beetles. We have some cucumbers getting ready for the harvest next week. Those empty spots that you see there, we had to pull some of the cucumber plants out because the beetles have destroyed them. These are our Indian broad beans. We have broad beans growing in multiple beds. Look how beautiful these flowers are. All the plants are loaded with the flowers. Now moving on to the greens that we have been harvesting for the last few weeks. The plants we see here are everyone's favorite, roselle or gongura as we call it. We have 6 more beds of gongura growing healthy and we have already started harvesting them last week. This is our Malabar spinach bed. We have both green and red stem Malabar spinach growing on our farm. Here we have red striped amaranth growing under the insect net. Amaranth is most vulnerable green for the pest pressure. As we don't spray any chemicals on our plants, not even neem oil on our greens, we are using these insect nets. As I mentioned earlier, these insect nets are helping us a lot. The other row cover we see here is shade net. We are growing methi under these shade nets as methi doesn't like the heat of July and August months. It gets into bolting phase really fast with the heat of the summer. Here we have some mung bean that we are growing as an experiment. After the mung bean, the plants that you see here are peanuts. These are also one of the experiments that we are doing this year. This is one of the 6 moringa beds that we have. We will have moringa leaves ready for you by end of this month or first week of August. And here is our another favorite herb or green, cilantro. We are almost done harvesting our second bed of the cilantro and we have one more bed getting ready for the harvest. The shade we added on top of it is helping to stop the cilantro get into bolting phase. Okay everyone, we tried to cover as many crops as we can in this video. If we missed any of the crops, I will try to cover them in our future videos. Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you in another video. Until then, stay safe and happy.